All right, so today we're going to dive into something pretty fascinating,
Yeah,
quantum computing stocks.
absolutely.
And specifically, this was based on a listener request.
Yeah.
You flagged this really interesting article from Barchart, and
Yep.
the title is kind of catchy.
It is.
It's called Two Quantum Computing Stocks to Buy ASAP Before March 20.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, right away, we got a date.
Yeah.
We got urgency.
Urgency, yeah. ASCP, get on it now.
So our mission today is really to kind of unpack what's the story behind these two companies that they picked.
Right.
Why are they potentially, good buys or interesting right now?
Exactly.
And what can we learn about this whole field of quantum computing just by looking at this very specific article?
Yeah, I think, you know what's cool about this is we don't have to get too deep into like the physics of quantum computing.
Yeah.
We can really just sort of look at it from an investor's perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, what does this tell us about,
Exactly.
where the industry is going,
Mm-hmm.
what the potential is, and even maybe some of the risks?
Totally.
So let's jump right in.
Right.
The first company that the article highlights is called IonQ Inc.
Okay.
And their ticker symbol is IONQ.
Got it.
And at the time that this article was published, their stock was trading at $24.34.
Okay.
And it had gone up $1.04, which is a pretty decent 4.46% increase.
Yeah, so it was definitely on an upward trajectory when they were looking at it.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is the article itself, it doesn't really go into the details of like their technology,
Right.
but just the fact that they name IonQ as, one of the two to buy.
ASAP.
Yeah, ASEP before March 20.
Right.
It tells us something.
Yeah, it definitely suggests that they see some kind of near-term opportunity there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an event is coming up or, something that they think is going to positively impact the stock price. And I think, what's interesting about IonQ is they've been really making a name for themselves with this trapped ion technology. And some analysts believe that this approach to quantum computing could be, a better way to scale it up, make it more powerful than some of the other methods.
Got it.
So it might be that underlying technology is really driving some of this positive sentiment.
Yeah.
And why they're included in this very specific recommendation, even though they don't say it outright,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like they're saying like, hey, keep an eye on this company.
Yeah.
Something interesting is about to happen.
Yeah.
Get in now.
Total. Yeah, like it's not just about the price jump. It's like there might be a reason
Fundamental reason, yeah.
for that optimism.
Exactly.
So the second company that they mention is Rigetti Computing, Inc.
Okay.
RGTI is the ticker symbol.
Got it.
And here's where it gets kind of interesting.
Okay.
Despite the article's title, buy ASAP, Rigetti's last reported price was $9.73.
Okay.
And it had actually gone down a little bit, 17 cents.
Okay. So a little dip.
Yeah, so it was down 1.72%, which feels a little counterintuitive.
It does, yeah.
Like, why include a stock that's...
Yeah, why is that a buy right now?
Yeah, that's recently declined in this list of like, hey, buy these now.
Exactly, especially with that date looming.
Yeah.
That March 20th.
So I think this is where the before March 20 part becomes even more important.
I think so, too.
Rigetti is really focused on the superconducting qubit technology.
Okay.
And they've been talking a lot about their plans to, increase the number of qubits that they have and the quality.
Right.
So maybe the author of this article is thinking that Rigetti's about to announce something big.
That makes sense.
Like a breakthrough or a partnership.
Right, or some kind of deal.
Yeah.
That could totally change the game for them.
And that could be the catalyst that kind of,
Reverse that dip.
yeah, turns things around, sends the stock price up.
Makes it a buy.
So it's like, are they buying the dip?
Yeah. Are they seeing something that we're not seeing yet?
Yeah.
Potentially.
That's not reflected in the price.
Right, because the price is going down, but they're saying buy it.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So we have these two very different scenarios.
Yeah.
One with, positive momentum and one with this like anticipated future growth.
Right.
So I think it would be helpful to just step back for a second and define, like, when we say quantum computing stocks,
Yeah.
what are we actually talking about?
So essentially, we're talking about companies that are involved in developing and building and using quantum computing technology.
Okay.
And this is different from the computers that we use every day, right?
Right.
Our laptops, our phones, they store information as bits, which are either a 0 or a 1.
Yeah.
But quantum computers, they use these things called qubits. And these qubits can be in multiple states at the same time, which is this crazy concept called superposition.
Yeah, that's where it starts to get a little mind-bending.
Totally. But it's super powerful.
Yeah.
Because it allows quantum computers to do certain types of calculations way faster than even the most powerful supercomputers we have today.
Like exponentially faster.
Exponentially faster, yeah.
All right, so give us an example. Like what kind of real world problem could a quantum computer solve that like our computers just choke on?
Okay, so imagine you have a giant key ring with like hundreds of keys on it.
Yeah.
And you need to find the one that opens a specific door. A classical computer would have to try each key one by one.
Right.
Until it finds the right one.
Okay.
But a quantum computer could try all the keys simultaneously.
Wow.
Because of this superposition thing.
So it's like it's doing all the calculations at the same time?
Yeah, it's like having a massive parallel processing power.
That's wild.
Yeah, and this has huge implications for things like drug discovery.
Okay.
Materials, science, financial modeling.
So it's not just like a faster computer?
No, it's a fundamentally different type of computing. That can solve problems that are basically impossible for classical computers.
And that's why investors are so excited about it.
Exactly, because they see the potential for this technology to completely revolutionize industries.
Yeah.
And create, tons of value.
All right, so this article that we're talking about, it didn't just like randomly pick these two companies.
Right.
It mentions these themed lists on BarkCart.
Yeah.
And quantum computing is listed right there, alongside other themes like AI stocks, battery stocks, clean energy stocks.
Right.
So that's telling us something, right?
Yeah, it's saying that investors are looking at quantum computing as a serious investment theme, just like AI or renewable energy.
So it's like a recognized category.
It's a recognized category, exactly.
And it's not just about those two companies.
Right.
The article also mentions other companies like D-Wave Quantum Inc.
Yeah.
QBTS is their ticker. And of course, IBM.
Right. Good old IBM.
Which, they're not exactly a startup.
No, they've been around forever.
But they're also in this quantum computing space.
Yeah, they're a big player.
So it gives you a sense of like the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, the competitive landscape.
Of companies working on this.
Exactly.
So let's go back to that ASP before March 20.
Yeah.
Because even though they don't explain like what's going to happen by that date.
Right.
What are some possible reasons why a financial publication would put that kind of like time pressure?
So there could be a few things going on.
Okay.
One possibility is that they're expecting some kind of company-specific news to drop.
Like for IonQ or Rigetti?
Oh, really? Maybe they know that there's going to be an earnings report coming out.
Okay.
That's going to be really positive.
Right.
Or maybe there's going to be a big announcement about a new partnership or collaboration.
Okay.
Or maybe one of these companies is about to announce a big breakthrough.
Like a technological advancement.
Yeah, like they finally cracked some code.
Yeah.
That's going to make their quantum computers even more powerful. And that kind of news would obviously send the stock price up.
Right.
So they're trying to get ahead of that.
Got it.
And say, hey, buy now before everybody else knows.
Okay, so that's company-specific news.
Yeah.
What else could it be?
It could also be something happening in the industry as a whole.
Okay.
Like maybe there's a big conference coming up where a bunch of these quantum computing companies are going to present their latest work.
Right.
Or maybe there's a major research paper about to be published that's going to shed new light on the whole field.
So like something that boosts the entire sector.
Exactly.
Got it.
And it could also be about market sentiment.
Okay.
Like maybe the author of this article is sensing a shift in how investors are thinking about quantum computing.
Okay.
And they think that by March 20th,
yeah,
there's going to be a lot more interest in this space.
So it's like a prediction of like where the market's going.
Exactly.
And they're saying like, get in early.
Right. Ride the wave.
Yeah.
So we don't know for sure what it is.
Right.
But the fact that they're putting that time pressure definitely suggests that they see something coming.
Yeah. Something's going to happen.
Something's going to happen.
So for you, the learner.
Right.
What are the big takeaways?
So I think the key things to remember are that this article specifically highlighted IonQ.
Yep.
As a quantum computing stock with some positive momentum.
Right.
And they think there's a potential catalyst coming up soon.
That makes it a buy.
That makes it a buy before March 20th.
And then the second company was Rigetti.
Right.
Even though it's been dipping, they're still saying buy it. because they think something's going to happen.
They're anticipating a turnaround.
Yeah.
Or some positive event.
Day before March 20th.
Exactly.
And then the other thing is that this whole idea of quantum computing as an investment theme on bar chart.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
People are paying attention to this.
It's not just a niche anymore.
It's becoming mainstream.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important for investors to recognize.
Absolutely. And it's not just about those two companies.
No, it's about the whole sector.
The fact that they mentioned D-Wave and IBM shows that there's a whole ecosystem of companies.
A growing field.
Working on this technology.
Absolutely.
So this article is really just a snapshot of a particular moment in time.
Right.
And for you, the learner, what it's really showing you is that quantum computing is moving.
It's moving fast.
From this theoretical idea to something that has real investment potential.
To a real market.
And it's often tied to these anticipated events and market sentiment.
Exactly.
So to wrap up our deep dive today, we looked at this article that you flagged about these two quantum computing stocks.
IonQ and Rigetti.
IonQ and Rigetti, and why they were saying, buy them now before March 20. We talked about their recent performance, and we brainstormed some possible reasons for that specific deadline.
It's exciting.
So as a final thought for you, the learner, think about this.
Okay.
Quantum computing is just one example of a really rapidly developing technology.
Right.
And there are so many other fields that are moving just as fast.
Like AI.
Yeah, like AI.
AI.
Yeah.
Biotech. Renewable energy.
So as you're thinking about investments, pay attention to these timelines.
The deadlines.
And
deadlines. Anticipated announcements.
Yeah, because those things can really impact the market.
They can create huge opportunities.
And if you can spot those trends early, you might be able to get in before everyone else.
Ride that wave.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about understanding the timing.
The timing.
Yeah.
The market sentiment.
And how those things interact.
It's all connected.
It's fascinating stuff.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, well, that's our deep dive for today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening.